When you take your car to a workshop approved by your insurance company for repairs, you'd expect good service and workmanship. But that's not always the case. In fact, Laura Sparks reports that many mechanics are being forced to cut corners and the cars they fix are not safe to drive.
How many vehicles would be out there on the road due to unsafe repairs from insurance companies?
So what does that mean if this car's in an accident?
Well, as soon as somebody applies the brakes to the car could skid off the road and kill the driver.
That's the stark reality facing Nigel Gallagher. Hiding under the sleek surface of this Subaru Impreza that his son drives is a dangerous wheel alignment.
Basically, my son was driving a time bomb.
His insurance company's approved repairer recently fixed the car following an accident.
Most people would not have a clue. Cosmetically, they would say it looks fine.
But his son complained there was something wrong, so Nigel brought it here to his brother-in-law, smash repairer Marshall Collier, who's not one of the insurer's approved repairers. Marshall uses this $80,000 machine to pinpoint just how far out the car alignment is.
So if you have a look here, we've got minus 12mm, minus 28mm, minus 33mm and minus 18mm. These are all meant to be within 1mm of each other.
But some are up to like 21mm out.
Absolutely furious. They're sending vehicles back that are unsafe to be on the road. I think it's absolutely atrocious that they can work like that.
Unfortunately, we've told similar stories before.
They can't even believe that it's on the road and that it has been fixed. It is that unsafe.
And you expect them to look after you, or they just take advantage of you?
They went with the cheaper repairer, which was their own repairer. And as soon as I got it back, my steering wheel was on a 45-degree angle.
For Layla Ilhan, the unsafe repairs done on her car by an insurer's repairer almost killed her.
Where I went to get into this lane and I veered off and hit that pole.
This dossier is filled with badly repaired cars signed off by insurers. Motor Traders Association CEO James McCall argues insurance companies pressure their repairers to cut costs and corners.
If they go to a repairer and say, look, we know this is going to cost you $10,000 to repair this vehicle to a proper standard, but we're only going to pay you $8,000, what do you think the repairer's going to do? They've got to live, they take the job and they take shortcuts.
Are the insurance companies putting drivers at risk?
Very much at risk.
Tony Medaka's International Vehicle Integrity Centre forensically examines badly repaired cars. His reports are used by customers to either demand insurance companies pay out or carry out further rectification work.
We've seen an increase of at least 20 to 30% on more dangerous vehicles being on the road.
But now some insurance companies have opened their own repair shops. Of course, they're not keen to advertise it to their customers, but they're very quick to offer it up as a solution if you've been in an accident. The car's literally driven in and fixed. There's no multiple quote system. What this means is your insurance company is also physically repairing your damaged car that they've insured. Suddenly, there's no accountability.
There's a massive conflict of interest. I think it's a recipe for disaster. The person paying the bill is the same one repairing the car. Most people would see that's not right.
Todd Serena is a repairer and he's worried about insurance giant Suncorp's 22 new repair shops called Capital Smart. Suncorp owns the majority of insurers in Australia, 12 all up, including AAMI, GIO and Apia. They're now feeding their work into Capital Smart.
They're taking shortcuts, they're repairing these cars to a price. They obviously want to get them done as cheap as they can.
Safe repairs is most important, first time, every time. Price has to be a factor or we wouldn't be in business.
Suncorp's Corporate Affairs Manager, Ruben Aitchison, is quick to point out Capital Smart is a joint venture with a Melbourne repairer.
We looked at it and saw that there were significant benefits for customers and thought, yeah, absolutely, we'll back it.
But they are owned by Suncorp?
Partially owned by Suncorp, yes.
But it's more than partially. A quick legal search of Capital Smart reveals 2 of the 3 directors and both company secretaries are Suncorp executives. The last director, and the odd one out, is the Melbourne repairer. Of the 7,501 Capital Smart shares, 7,500 are owned by Suncorp, and the one lonely share is owned by the repairer. So does Suncorp tell the customers that they own these Capital Smart repair shops?
You'd have to ask customers. We make no secret of it.
Do you tell them every time?
Not necessarily.
But you're taking the premiums and then you're totally fixing the cars. There's no independent person watching over what's going on.
There's no conflict of interest in us getting their cars repaired for customers as quickly and as effectively as we can. That's what customers expect us to do.
When the front end of Florica's car was reversed into recently, her insurer, Amy, sent her car straight to Capital Smart.
They made it drama-free. They made it easy for me to not worry about anything.
Florica was then involved in a second accident. This time, she went to a local repairer. When Daniel Fennick from Malibu Paint and Panel tried to remove the bumper that had recently been fixed by Capital Smart, he couldn't because it was glued on.
What they've done, instead of buying a new bracket, they've just glued it on. So that way the appearance when the car's together, it looks fine and there's nothing wrong underneath.
Is this cutting corners?
It's cutting corners in a big way, yeah.
That's 1 out of 100,000 a year, and where we get cases like that identified, we look to put it right as quickly as we possibly can.
But gluing a bumper cover on is not a quality repair, is it?
It's not. We fixed it. That's part of the process.
But Capital Smart says they have many happy customers, like Vicky Etchells.
It was just absolutely brilliant, quick service, absolutely brilliant service.
In the US, it's illegal in some states for insurance companies to own repair shops. But here, they're free to open up. Capital Smart is just the beginning for Suncorp. It also part owns Q Plus for heavy repairs and Capital Smart Plus for light structural repairs.
You think they're going to emphasise quality or are they going to emphasise saving themselves money? Is that your objective in taking out an insurance company, to have a job that saves your insurance company money, or is your objective having a job that delivers your vehicle back in good condition, good resaleable condition and in safe condition?